Welcome, folks, to Monday Night Rants. And we got some rants. So, first off, I am sorry that I didn't do Monday Night Rants last week. I was not feeling well. There was a lot of stuff going on, and there was also the Elon Musk Trump interview that went on for 3 hours. I was not staying up all night so that I could do the rant stream after the interview. So yeah, there was a lot going on, and I just did not feel like staying up that late to do the rants. So with that, I got other rants that I could do tonight. Or even one of the rants from last week that I was going to do. And that one is Copycat Kamala. Right now, we have the DNC going on. And the DNC, for those of you who do not know, is the Democratic National Convention. And they are basically going to be celebrating 4 years of tyranny and failure. 4 years of defrauding the American people. 4 years of destroying our economy. 4 years of basically treating America and prioritizing America last. But with the copycat thing, well, I'm going to share this to let you all see it for yourself. Hey, Vanya, you didn't miss much. We've only been live for a couple minutes, so. Yeah, I didn't go live last week because of the Trump interview on X with Musk. But yes, let's take a listen to this, folks. This is Kamala Harris and saying that she wants to do no tax on tips. After Trump said it, mind you.
And eliminate taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers.
Hospitality?
Few moments later.
Biden seems intent on taking your earnings hostage. Now, the IRS, they just announced this week that they want to start tracking all of the tips that workers earn so that they can be taxed for it. So much for Biden's sacred promise not to raise taxes on anyone making less than $400,000 a year. Remember, this is all part of Biden's so-called Inflation Reduction Act.
The yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the vice president votes in the affirmative, and the bill, as amended, is passed.
Can you actually hear her little chuckle at the end? So yeah, she's saying she wants to get rid of tips and taxes on tips. Yet she is the one who voted for the Inflation Reduction Act, or the Inflation Enhancement Act, as I call it. And yet, folks, yeah, she's the one who taxed your tips. She's the one who fucking taxed your tips. She's the one who made sure that your tips, if you are one of those kind of workers who gets tips, they're going to make sure that the IRS comes after you and make sure that you log your tips so that they can be taxed. So, yes. Hello there, Sith Assassin Trailer. And hello, Miss Martin Muses. Thank you for dropping in. Tacitus Jones. She was for tax before she was against it. Damn straight. But the fact that she actually stole this idea from Donald Trump, because this was one of his principal or his top running points. The fact that she is actually so low, so disgusting, that she would do that says a lot about her. I mean, folks, let's break it down. Kamala Harris got 2 state commissions from Willie Brown, her lover, who she was having an extramarital affair with. Well, he was having an extramarital affair with her. He was basically her side piece, or she was basically his side piece, his side chick. and she would get down on his knees while he was in office and make sure that he was having a very nice day, a less stressful day, shall we say. And she was also another guy, Montel Williams' side piece. So, yeah, we all know that she's technically guilty of attempted murder in the second degree in the state of California when she was trying to, or when she was holding back exculpatory evidence for a man on death row, and she was willing to let him die. Yeah, that actually fits the criteria for a charge of second degree attempted murder. Yeah. These are the truths about Kamala Harris. I mean, Tulsi Gabbard actually gave you a lot of, gave a lot of the stuff herself. And now they're basically celebrating at the DNC in Chicago, where there's currently riots in the streets. There's some civil rioting. There's uncivil unrest, essentially. You got police with riot gear out there. I'm waiting for Molotov to start flying, folks. I really am. I'm waiting for a Molotov to start flying. And then I am going to make this prediction. As of August 19th at the DNC, they are going to blame any unrest on right-wing conspirators. In Chicago, that votes at a 95% clip Democrat. So, yeah. Here's the thing that maybe Chicagoans and the Democrats need to learn. We don't need to go to Chicago. The Democrats are going to riot enough themselves. You have in Chicago skyrocketing crime. I mean, Chicago is literally the only city, folks, the only city that has weekly murder stats online. On X. Breaking 911 pretty much does weekly murder stats for Chicago. Because a lot of people are killing each other and they don't care. They got rid of measures that could help curb the crime in Chicago. But no, they called the gunfire detection equipment racist, saying that it only targeted black people. Well, maybe if black people weren't the ones freaking always shooting other black people, they wouldn't have that problem. Yeah, I fucking said it. Black crime is highest in Chicago. And yet they don't want to admit that because it's against their narrative. You have a communist named Brandon Johnson who's destroying Chicago. He's worse than Mayor Lori Light, or former disgraced Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who's actually trying to redeem herself by calling out the corruption in Dalton with ghetto mayor or super ghetto mayor Tiffany Henyard. But yeah, I'm waiting for the first Molotov to fly, and then the Democrats are going to say, "Oh, this is right-wing conspirators doing this. It's not left-wingers. It's right-wingers." No, it's actually left-wingers. You have the pro-Palestine group that wants to eradicate all Jewish people and who wants to eradicate the state of Israel, who Rashida Tlaib incited caused an insurrection by their terms, by their definition, in the state capitol, where 300 insurrectionists were arrested. But yeah, that's just conspiracy theories. And you have Raskin. I mean, over the last few weeks, he's been exposed by talking his shit from February, where he's going to basically say they're not planning to legitimize Trump if he wins on January 6th, 2025. they will refuse to legitimize his victory. Here's the thing, Raskin. You can try doing that. You can by all means try to say, we will not legitimize Trump's victory here. If you take away the voice of the people, you are forcing the people to take drastic action. You will essentially, and I'm not saying this as a threat, I am saying this as an all likelihood event. I'm not saying I condone it either, but I am saying that they would, or they are instigating this level of action. If they don't legitimize Trump, if he wins the election in November, if he wins, say he wins, and they say we will not certify his victory, you will have instigated a civil war, and your life, in the eyes of those whose voices you took away, will see you as forfeit. I am, again, folks, I'm not saying I want that to happen. I am saying it is a very strong possibility it will happen. Because he's also saying we should take civil war measures. He's expecting a civil war. He wants to, he is basically instigating a civil war. Raskin is. And Democrats love to say, oh, we're the peaceful political party. We're the political party of tolerance and acceptance. Yet they are willing to refuse to certify an election that they lost, if they indeed lose, because there is chances that they will cheat in the November 5th election of 2024. And despite how much everybody says, oh, Kamala Harris is leading in the polls. You know who was leading in the polls back in 2016, all the way up to election month? And all the way into election month, too. Yeah, Hillary Clinton. She was leading in the polls even after the debates. Even after that final debate, she was still leading in the polls despite Trump kicking her ass. And then the election results came in. Trump won by an unmistakable margin, by an undeniable margin. You see, that's the key to victory, folks. That is the best way you can assure victory. Get off your fucking couch, get your ass out the door on November 5th or whenever your voting day is, and get your ass to the booth. And make sure that you put in Donald Trump as your choice. Because if, say, 75% of the United States votes for Donald Trump, and he gets all the states to the point where he gets a blowout electoral college votes, you have to make it undeniable in order to secure a victory. It was a wise piece of advice from the from Cobra Kai. Make every point undeniable, where the where the referee can't cheat. That's how you win. You see, that's how you beat the cheaters. You make it so even when they cheat, they can't get it in or have the result in their favor. Folks, also, hate to break it to you, but if Trump wins, now believe me, I'm a MAGA person myself. I'm a Make America Great Again person myself. I love Trump as president back in 2016 to 2020. I wish he had won 2020. Unfortunately, he didn't because of the cheating that happened in that election. I don't agree with every single thing he says. I am not a blind MAGA follower. However, I am a MAGA supporter. I don't believe in everything he has said, but I do believe in a good deal of it. But Trump is a Band-Aid, a 4-year Band-Aid. The United States is a dying beast, laboring for breath. And he's got 4 years to try to stem that bleed. And then we got to make sure that there is a Republican that is competent enough to do the same thing. Me, personally, I'd say Vivek Ramaswamy. Put him in office, have him run for president in 2028. Now, a lot of people are for Governor DeSantis, except that Governor DeSantis, he should never have ran in 2024. He has a state to govern, and he should finish governing his state until the next election, because Donald Trump can't be reelected if he wins this election. If he wins, this is his last hoorah as president. Now, another thing that a lot of people are most likely doing is that they're getting on their knees for Joe Biden, who is so old and decrepit that he's probably in a life support bed in the White House, who, after Kamala Harris started running for president, even though she didn't secure a single vote to become the nominee, Biden received 14 million. And it was also because they didn't allow a democratic process to go through. They didn't have a democratic race. Nope. They said anybody who runs against Biden will not be allowed to be voted for. Yeah, these are the things that people think that we're forgetting. Oh, yeah, they literally staged a coup. Biden, after that horrifying and very revealing and exposing debate with Trump, where his dementia was on full display, says, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to run. I'm not leaving. I'm not stepping down. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm still going to beat Donald Trump. And then they forced him out with a threat to invoke the 25th Amendment, which means that if the president is unable to conduct his office properly and not under duress, he is to be removed from office and the vice president is to take over. And it can only be invoked by the vice president and the rest of the cabinet. The rest of the cabinet have to be unanimous, I do believe, or it could be majority. I do not know. But the fact that the Democrats, who are literally the embodiment of evil right now, and yes, I'm not saying that hyperbolically. I am saying that because if you look at a lot of things that are going on in Democratic states, folks, you are going to notice that Democratic-run states are doing some very evil things, like making it so people with HIV who are HIV positive no longer have to disclose that status to people who they are going out with and getting ready to have sex with. They can now legally infect people with HIV in Illinois. Don't believe me? Look it up. It's out there. You have the sentencing of Donald Trump coming up on the 18th. That's a powder keg that has a very short fuse. I am not going to be happy of what will happen if this corrupt judge sentences him to prison. Because Rikers is expecting, or is actually already making arrangements for Trump to be imprisoned there with the Secret Service and whatnot. Oh, speaking of the Secret Service, you have people going off of Biden's detail to protect Trump. Why is Biden having his detail reduced? Is it because he is unable to fulfill his duties as president? These are all questions that need to be answered, folks. What is Kamala Harris's policy, except for the ones that she's stolen from Trump? Oh, right. She wants to go full-blown commie and control prices in businesses. She's now destroying the free market capitalist system by saying that she is going to go after price gouging, and she's now doing, or she's going to control the government or the prices and whatnot. And she's like, hell yeah, we could do it. We're the government. We could do whatever the fuck we want. Yeah, she said something along those lines. Black conservative perspective. Shout out to Greg Foreman. He does a lot of enlightening videos. He brings the receipts, shows the clips, all of it. And yet, everybody's saying, oh, Kamala Harris is going to win. I have faith she will not. A lot of people say that I'm not that religious. I mean, I'm not as religious as they would like me to be. But my faith that things will endure, that things will balance themselves, I do have such strong faith that that will happen. Folks, there's also Rings of Power. Shout out to Miss Martin Muses. She was covering some of this. They're trying to humanize Sauron, or rather make him a sympathetic character. As a Tolkien fan, I paid attention to the stories, the back lore and whatnot from Silmarillion and such. I read a little bit of the Silmarillion. I fully admit I have not read all of it. But I have read most of it. And from what I read, Morgoth, who was also known as Melkor, was one of Ilúvatar's children. He was the one that stood against his father and was forever banished. He is essentially the Antichrist. And well, after he was defeated, Sauron took over. Sauron is nothing compared to Morgoth. Morgoth, both are admitted and absolute evil. You see, a lot of people say, well, that's how they do villains, you know. That's what villains are supposed to be. They always believe they're doing good. Nope, not true. You see, folks, yeah, you have Palpatine, who thought he was doing good, who honestly thought he was going to bring peace to his empire through fear, admittedly. You have other fucking villains who believe the same thing. Two-Face. He thought the only way to really take care of things was to take the law into his own hands. And he didn't see himself as a villain. Then you have Sauron and Melkor. And you want to know what they basically said? To hell with Ilúvatar. I am going to take my father's work and I am going to twist it. And I am going to destroy it to such a degree that he will feel shame. He had every intention to pervert his father's creations. Sauron continued to do the same with no remorse, without pity, and with no inclination or intention of doing good. They were evil and they were happy to be evil. That is Melkor and Sauron. They had no problems making that known. Twisting everything that was good in the world into something that was evil. Until the others started to fight back and whatnot. I read the Silmarillion years ago. It took me a long time to get through it. Oh, indeed it does. It reads much like the Bible. And take it from somebody who had to read the Bible for a while. It's not an easy book to keep reading. I fully admit, I fell asleep reading the whole Bible many times. But I read it. Can't remember everything in it, but I do remember a few things. But yeah. Hopefully Janet from Another Planet will be coming in. she did say she might show up. Let's check to see if she's going to be showing up. But yeah, now there's also video appears to show Thomas, that person, before the assassination attempt on President Trump. He was walking through the walking areas. Oh, get this, folks. Some good news to rant and rave about. Acolyte season 2 never happening. You see, much as I have a friend who's not happy that the Acolyte was canceled. She's a fan of the Acolyte, and that's okay. I have no problem. Different opinions are allowed, and I'm not saying that a person can't like stuff that I don't like. But yeah, Leslie Headland, who basically the Acolyte was her masturbatory therapy session of hating her daddy. Well, she didn't get all of the numbers correct when they were saying, oh, it had record views and all that. Record numbers. Except it didn't. It was kicked off the Nielsen rating system after episode 3. People just tuned out after episode 3. You know, that episode, the power of 1, the power of 2, the power. I'm not even going to finish it because it's so cringe. And yes, they also did disgusting abominations to the lore. Somehow this Manny Jacinto character. Now, don't get me wrong, folks. I absolutely loved Manny Jacinto. I thought he actually did a good job in the character he was portraying, even though the character is Star Wars adjacent, not Star Wars. Kenny P, the power of season, or 1 season, the power of 2 season, the power of none. Exactly. Good to see you, Kenny P. Thank you for stopping in. But yeah, folks, me and Kate, Nerd with a Cigar, we gave our objective criticisms. Well, I did. She gave more subjective. We gave our analysis of the Acolyte. And we were told, or I pointed out, much to the chagrin of others, because I would not blindly bash the show, because I would not blindly hate on the show. And it's good to have you here. So thank you. Yes, make sure that you smash the like button, folks. Also, if you can, share the stream out. It really does help. That is what helps get the channel noticed. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs. And now I also, or something that I will also be ranting about, is how YouTube is actually suppressing my channel and wiping out views. So, yeah, that's happening. And yet, but getting back to Acolyte, I had my gripes. I also had my praise for it. I thought that it had some things that it did very well. A lot of things it didn't. It was a complete destruction of lore. However, there were moments like Manny Jacinto's character, or Giacchino's character. I don't know how you say his last name, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. But I think that his character, if he was called a Sith, as they call, or as he says, I mean, it was confirmed that he was the apprentice to Darth Plagueis. I mean, last time I checked, Sidious was, and he didn't have an apprentice before that. But yeah, apparently Plagueis, who was 20 years old, was now a Sith master. Yeah. You want to know how I would have done the Acolyte? I would have had this kid shown off, pretending to be a Sith Lord and whatnot. And then at the end, where Amandla Stenberg and him are staring into the sunset, and then there is a post-credit scene. And they are happy and hiding from the Jedi. And then they get a knock at the door. And the second that Manny goes to answer it, or even Amanda Stenberg's character goes to answer it, a lightsaber pierces through that door, a red blade, and slices her in half. And then the door bursts open and both her halves go flying off. And then a Bith with a respirator mask comes in and blasts Manny with red force lightning. Now, that would have been a perfect ending to the Acolyte. Because that would have been Darth Tenebris, who would have been pissed off that some piece of shit human nearly exposed the Sith. Maybe we'll look out and Lesby Headlamp will be with all those nuts at the DNC protesting, and then she can't even try to ruin Star Wars again. She's not going to get the chance. She's not. After her failure with the Acolyte, they ain't going to let her touch the Old Republic 2. They ain't going to let her touch Coder 2 with Traya. Not at all. So, yes, I would not trust her at all. As I said, this whole show was essentially her masturbatory fantasy of killing her father. Because there's articles out there, folks, from interviews with Leslie Headland that say what Saul was doing was sexism. Taking away even her winning feelings about killing him. Because he said, oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You could kill me. Motherfucker, you took that away. Yeah. She's saying it's inherent sexism. Mm-hmm. Can you believe that shit? Leslie Headland turned Star Wars into her own fucking therapy session. That is why I don't ever want to see a season 2. I will never want to see a season 2. You could have fucking Yoda and Darth Plagueis fighting, having the coolest fucking lightsaber battle ever. But wait, that would also destroy the lore because now the Jedi are fully aware of the Sith. Yoda, by the way, would have sensed the dark side's ascension when Darth Smiles, Manny, the Stranger, whatever you want to fucking call him. Yeah, after he just slaughtered like 6 or 7 or 8 Jedi, you think that shit wouldn't have caught the ears or the senses or the awareness of Yoda? It's said even in the Revenge of the Sith novel by Ogden Kolar, we should have you staying on Coruscant, Master Yoda. It is your broad sense of even the most subtle waves in the Force that the Sith fear. Yeah, Yoda sensed Sidious on Coruscant in Labyrinth of Evil. When Palpatine went down into the basement of 500 Republica and killed that guy that was trying to track him down, and also killed clone troopers and whatnot. Yeah. When he acted out and killed them all. Yep. Yoda picked up on that. And by the way, Yoda felt, or it was very quick what Palpatine did. He didn't do it, or he didn't stay there for long. He killed him, and then he got the fuck out of there so he could be upstairs by the time the Jedi got there to be like, yeah, what's going on here? And yes, Yoda sensed all of Anakin's evil deeds. He sensed the shift in the Force as Anakin was turning to the dark side. He sensed Order 66. he understood that the Force was shifting. Yoda was extremely hyper aware to the minute currents in the Force. And yet, this Master Vernestra, this bald whip lady, thinks that she can get one over on him by blaming a Jedi and hit a group of dead Jedi for shit that she did? Yeah. She's going to try lying to Yoda. And the real Yoda would be like, why are you lying to me? Why are you? Why are you lying to me? And she'd be like, I'm not lying. I can sense your deceit. Or sense your deceit, I can. And then he would kill her. Or, well, no, he wouldn't kill her. He would, however, have her stripped of rank and exiled from the Jedi Order. Headlam turned Yoda into an idiot. And can't think of his name, who shouldn't even be alive anyway. Oh, yeah, that was, well, shit, now I'm blanking on his fucking name. Ki-Adi-Mundi. Yep. Ki-Adi-Mundi. Yeah, Master Ki-Adi-Mundi, by the way, in The Acolyte. Master Ki-Adi-Mundi. Did you know in episode 1, when he was on the Jedi Council, he was a Jedi Knight? But nobody wants to admit that. I have books, well, now they're upstairs, that point out that Ki-Adi-Mundi was a Jedi Knight when he was named to the council. He didn't become a Jedi Master until later in life. Or later on, around between episodes 1 and 2. He didn't become a Jedi Master until then. So yeah, when episode 3 comes around and Anakin's like, how could you be on the council and not be a master? Ask Master Mundi, you should. That's what I would have said. It's like, ask him. Yeah. Ask Master Mundi. He was on the council. And he was a Jedi Knight. So quit your bitching. Sit your britches down in the seat and shut up. Lying to me, are you? And this betrayal I will. Yeah, right. Right, Kenny P? Right? Awesome. Good one. But yeah, folks, there's just so, it's good that we won't see any more butchery. We won't see any more butchery of the lore. Plagueis, as much as I love the novel, about 90% of the novel, 80-90% of it, I do not like the Filoni taint. Now, a lot of people hail Filoni as, oh, the next or the second coming of Christ when it comes to Star Wars. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. Filoni completely destroyed the lore when he created that 2008 Star Wars film. How many times, and also his Clone Wars show, had Dooku and Anakin fighting like 12 fucking times, and the last time they fought was like fucking days before the events of episode 3. Fucking days. Mind you. So, yeah. Hey, Junebug, good to see you. So you're telling me that my powers have doubled since the last time we've met, Count? So your powers doubled in a week. Twice the pride, double the fall. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Filoni is a hack. Yes, he is. And in a lot of ways never could take him serious with his ideas. George Talent did not rub off on him. And thing is, George Lucas is not clean or fully squeaky clean either. I disagree with George Lucas on a lot of or on a couple things myself. He agreed with Filoni that Jango Fett was not a Mandalorian after he had already approved of Karen Travis's Mandalorian background lore, such as Jango Fett being the Mandalore and whatnot. But and then Karen Travis rage quitting LucasArts and the Lucas Story Group because she would not destroy her work for Filoni's gain. She had integrity. But yeah, Filoni then gets a hold of fucking Star Wars and says, fuck all, we're going to have the most prolific Jedi killer fucking be so incompetent that he kill a Padawan. Yo, Danny, good to see you. Good to see you, man. Road to Wisdom, great channel, folks. He does some good stuff too. And Junebug's here. What up?
My ceiling?
Huh?
My ceiling?
Ah, yes. The ceiling, the clouds, the sun. Or not the sun, the moon.
The drones.
Yep. What are we talking about tonight, boss? We're talking about anything you want to rant about. Danny, we're ranting about anything. Me, I'm ranting about how right now, currently, Dave Filoni and how a lot of people, I mean, they can like his Star Wars stuff. They can, well, his Star Wars adjacent stuff, in my opinion. They can like it. I mean, I'm not saying they can't. However, I am willing to have discussions with them and point out all the freaking flaws and whatnot.
Yeah, it's exactly why I've started to read books that inspired Star Wars. I've started to recently read the Barsoom series.
Well,
John Carter.
Books that I'm currently reading.
Yeah, the John Carter series.
Mm-hmm.
And then even Skylark, which was one of the first space operas. And I'm reading the villain in this character. This is basically Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
But like 1915 version. Gosh.
Well, that's another thing that I don't agree with. I mean, speaking of Doctor Doom, everybody's like, oh, Robert Downey Jr.'s back. The MCU is saved.
No, don't let Deadpool and the success of Deadpool and Wolverine fool anybody. Deadpool and Wolverine is a parody. I mean, hey, I love Blazing Saddles, but that's essentially when, you can tell a genre is dying when they just make a parody about it,
Yeah, when they basically make a Blazing Saddles for 2024 and call it Deadpool Wolverine. Don't get me wrong, people. I love Deadpool Wolverine. I actually love that movie. Small little bits here and there, which were kind of weird, but overall, love the movie. And I'm not happy about the fact that Disney is it's a compromise, folks. We all live in a world of compromise. Deadpool Wolverine is a good movie. I liked it. It's made by Disney. I don't like Disney.
I haven't.
I have to reconcile that through compromise.
I haven't seen. I chose not to see it. So,
hey, I managed to see it in a way that they didn't get money. I also managed to see Alien Romulus in a way that Disney didn't get money.
It's like for me, it's like one of the things that, like, listen, I'll watch Disney, but I choose not to see it. I don't outright refuse. I choose not to because, like I said, I don't agree with how we don't agree with how they're making movies. Like. Mm-hmm. They're doing woke in the wrong way. Woke itself, again, means culturally aware. And, and plus, it's not even proper woke because people don't like to hear this, but woke actually used to be a good thing. It was used in the Underground Railroad.
Yep, it was the awareness factor.
Yeah, it was and plus, the only reason how I know that is because I'm not going to outright say where I live, even though I've been doxxed before, but in Kansas, where I live in a part of Kansas called Bleeding, Kansas, where literally the Underground Railroad was right here. As a matter of fact, the house that I live in, I mean, there's no easy way to say it. This house was actually the slave house, and they would actually hide. But the people that were my neighbors, they were not for it. They actually hid the slaves, and then would take them to safety.
Well, there you go. You got some good stuff there. Hey, if you want to join, Danny, if you want to join, the pinned comment is a link to join the stream.
So, yeah.
And as I said, folks, 1 second, Junebug. As I said, different opinions are welcome. If they don't, or if I don't agree with them, it's okay. You can come on to my channel. We can have a debate. We can have a nice discussion. Just keep it civil. No personal drama. No drama. I mean, if you're going to be bashing on other YouTubers and shit, don't do that. I do need to reiterate that. Rules for rants. No personal drama. Keep on topic. Try not to interrupt. Respect other panelists. Violations of any of these four will result in expulsion. But continue. Now, sorry about that, Junebug.
But no, I mean, so yeah, I kind of forgot where I was. I'm old.
Yeah.
I might be 31, but sometimes I feel a lot older.
Mm-hmm. If you guys want, there's the link. That's the pinned comment. Hey, here he is. How you doing?
Hello.
What's up, man?
Good to see you.
Hey, man, it's been a minute, man. It's been a minute.
Yes, it has. I believe it's been
How you doing?
what was it? Star or Goku versus Superman. Many, many years ago.
I remember that. I was
great. That was a great stream. That was like 4 hours.
we
went on some serious tangents.
we need to bring back versus streams. Those are always fun. And hey, I'm not gonna lie, those versus streams, the playlist helps me with my insomnia. Just kind of listening to it in the background as I sleep. So
I think Unicron versus Galactus was a good one because it's like, what if the Fantastic Four were mute? That cosmic radiation was because Galactus farted.
Wow.
I mean, it got everybody laughing. That was such a great one.
I'm gonna.
So what's your rant, Danny?
I'm kind of ticked off with Sony because they went to bed with Madam Web. They went to bed with Morbius. They went to bed with, I would say, the second Venom. But now this Craven looks pretty decent.
Yeah.
I'm saying, why couldn't they have done that and then tie this and make it a reverse Endgame and then bring Spider-Man in and all would be well in the universe? But they went to bed and they got so many people not really believing that they could pull it off. But when I saw this trailer, this second trailer, not the first one, but the second trailer, this latest trailer, so this here look pretty good. I think it's going to get my money.
Rhino, definitely.
Yeah, so I'm like, why couldn't they do that in the first three movies?
Yeah,
and make this something that people can really look forward to. Because I would have loved to see all these standalone movies push us to see Spider-Man come in there.
Yeah.
At the end, or maybe I don't know whether or not they're going. I don't know what the end scene is going to be. Just this last Venom looks kind of crazy when the symbiote jumps on the horse, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Apparently, the symbiotes are coming to Earth from what they are. It's looking like one of those one-offs that they did with Null, basically bringing a bunch of symbiotes to Earth. And it's like, I'm on the fence because, we had some. I liked a little bit of what Carnage did, the Carnage movie.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That movie has its problems. You don't do a Carnage movie and make it PG-13. I'm sorry, folks. You just don't.
The only part of Carnage I liked was when he first transformed into prison.
Yes.
That was really cool. I was like, oh, this has potential.
Do you have the internet? And it's like, how does a freaking symbiote access the internet?
Yeah, I didn't like the love interest with him and whatever it was.
He was a
But-
complete psychopath. He would never. He's incapable of that.
Yeah, so
Psychologically, he can't.
they had the perfect actor to play
Oh yes, Cletus.
Cletus, but
What's his name?
Woody
Damn it.
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
Yes. Yes.
But they just really
Funny thing is, I've even seen it, and I know that. So
But continue, Danny. Sorry.
I'm just saying that was my rant. Like, why? Then I just found out this now. Why did they even make the Acolyte? And now they just canceled it. I just got information from a friend of mine.
They fudged the numbers.
So I'm like, why even introduce Darth Plagueis? Why even get us ramped up to see number? Why even show Yoda at the end? And then now that's just 8 episodes of my life I'll never get back.
It was as I was saying before you got here, I don't know how long you were in the chat, but as I was saying, it was a therapy session. I'll be a little bit more respectful in my critique of it. But yeah, I did the weekly recap on Sundays while the show was going with me and Kate, and I was talking about the show objectively, without bias. I was giving my breakdowns and whatnot, and there was things that were okay. There's things that were visually interesting, and there was things that actually made sense and things that didn't.
Yeah, I did a roundtable, and every Sunday. Yeah. I think it came out on Wednesday, right? Tuesday, and then we did a roundtable on Sunday to discuss it. And episode 5 was fantastic. God.
And everybody's like, oh, they fly now? It's like, did you guys not forget that Dooku literally does that in the Clone Wars cartoon? Not to mention in this book, well, the middle book, Revenge of the Sith, because this is the whole trilogy for Vader. Yeah, he actually does the whole Sith floaty thing. Yeah, so it's like it's not outside the realm of possibility.
Now that was new to me because I've never seen that. I was like,
he was coming down in the background, and it's like,
but that helmet he had, I didn't know about that, but I researched it. There's a real thing in the books that can short out the lightsabers. So I was like, okay, I think it was Quamir, wasn't it? Quamir. He was the only thing that kept the show going. Him, I lost interest with what's the Asian guy? The Asian guy. What's his name?
That was Quamir. Oh no, Saul, the other one. Yeah,
Saul at first. Saul had my attention, but I to me, he sort of like he was acting too hard.
Yeah,
he was being deceptive, and then when
he had to learn. Yeah, he had to learn English for the movie or for the show.
Yeah. So that was a waste of his time. He did all that, learned it. Now he got canceled. So
and then, but yeah, I also didn't like the madness of Saul, as I called it, because after he gets off the planet, he finds out that the girl that's he's with is the sister. I mean, let's be honest, folks. He knew immediately, and I defended that too. It's like he didn't need that little midget rat thing to tell him it was her. Yeah. He knew. He could sense it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a lot of people were going on the whole scissoring lesbians created life through the Force. It's like, enough with the scissoring lesbian shit. Yes, she caressed the woman's freaking face with her hand. Suggest a relationship. Fine. But did you all know that freaking LGBT or LGBs were in Star Wars before Disney even got their hands on it? Most of the clones were bisexual. There was gay Mandalorians. I mean, Boba Fett's right-hand man in the later years after the Empire fell is a gay Mandalorian. He had a husband. The clones, if you really think about it, because breaking it down to brass tacks, you were in the military, yes?
Yes.
Did you ever? I know this might be a personal question. Just simply yes or no. Were you ever in combat?
Yes.
All right. I don't need to go any further than that. Back in the trenches of World War I, and sometimes even World War II, there have been known to have liaisons. Soldiers needed some sort of release in some ways. That also applies in the Star Wars universe during these long battles that were waged, these long campaigns, some of these soldiers were rather feeling a way that they didn't understand, because most of the time, or because physically, yes, they are adults. Mentally, yes, they are adults, but it was explained in the Karen Travis novels. Force presence, sensing them or sensing their force presence, is sensing a child. So there is a lot of confusion there with these clones. And yes, many of them would probably seek some sort of release with each other.
Mm.
So these are actual things that came out theorizing as the Clone Wars movie came out and other stuff. Thank God it wasn't actually explicitly put in the or in the books, but it's like it makes sense that that sort of stuff would happen.
Mm.
Because there is a force-sensitive clone, or not a force-sensitive clone, but a clone that actually procreates with a Jedi. And it's Boba Fett has a nephew, essentially, who is force-sensitive.
Wow.
His name was Benku.
Look how many soldiers after World War II, there's that term "Old Navy buddies." So
there is, yeah.
And
I never had that urge.
Well, I wasn't saying you did, but yeah, but yeah,
I get what you're saying, and I don't doubt it, but
yeah. Well, even my grandpa, who was a gunner in the Navy for Vietnam, said how he never did anything, but he went to some of his little reunions, and all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, it's like it happens in the military, because I'm not saying it happens with everybody, but because you spend sometimes how many years with these guys, and you build more
you're stuck in a very hostile area. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, getting back to the Acolyte, we got to get back to the Acolyte, because that was where this rant was going. I mean, they loved pushing Darth Plagueis. It's like, first off, Plagueis was 20 years old at the time of this show. He wasn't, or I believe he was only beginning his apprenticeship, because the way that the Rule of Two Sith were doing it was they had to have something wrong them. They waited for the galaxy to wrong their prospective acolytes, their prospective apprentices. And Bane, when he found Zana, she was already very enraged. Those little furball things on the Battle of Ruusan, her friend was murdered by Republic soldiers, and she just slaughtered them with the Force. So yes, the galaxy had wronged her. So Bane is like, "You're coming with me."
Yeah.
And a lot of the people were also bitching about, sex in Star Wars. He's nude and whatnot. It's like, how do you think Han and Leia had kids?
Yeah, exactly. That didn't bother me. I know a lot of people were bothered by that. I was like,
it's like, guys,
I was bothered more by the acting of the lady that played both, because she was terrible. Terrible.
Maybe they did it demolition style.
But yeah, Demolition Man style, yeah. But sex has also been in Star Wars before Disney got a hold of it. I mean, the games, Old Republic and Old Republic 2, you had those relationships going and whatnot. But also, it's like, that is a perfect seduction. And seduction isn't always sexual, folks. Seduction literally means to lure somebody to a thought process through charming them.
Yeah, they say all the time, seduced to the dark side.
Anakin was seduced by the dark side. It wasn't sex that drew him there. It was clever promises and
way
deception.
of thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, I even remember, I don't remember what book it was, but they even talked about how Jabba, was very, very pleasurable sometimes, let's just say.
Yeah, he Well, yeah, he was very hedonistic. I mean, he
I
had
mean,
kids.
I don't think he put Leia in the slave bikini just for
No.
maybe a little bit for shits and giggles, but there was other reasons too. So
Although he did give Leia to Boba Fett for a couple of nights, but Boba Fett didn't do anything to her. He's like, nope, not interested.
I read one novel. I can't think what it was. This guy, God, I wish I knew it. Was there another crime syndicate called the Dark Sun or something like that? And maybe the guy name was Scissor or something like that. He was like Darth
Shizor,
Vader.
yeah, Shadows of the Empire.
He could have
Yep.
pheromones. And
Yep.
He tried to seduce Leia one time.
Didn't work.
He could do certain kind of exercises that would increase his pheromone, and he wanted to have sex with Leia, but Leia was able to resist it. I guess partly because of the Force. But he had his bodyguard was like a android or something, and he would constantly have sex with her whenever but that was one of his powers. He could excrete pheromones. Yeah. I remember reading that.
Yep. His species was able to do that because his species and Zeltrons, who were another species in the Star Wars universe, they were a more hedonistic species, but they were more pink colored, where his species, the Faline, were green. Both species were considered hedonistic species because they could produce pheromones that were very influential to a person's pleasure centers.
Yeah, that was part of his power and part of his success. And the Emperor pitted him against Vader. If I'm not mistaken, Vader ended up killing him at the end or something.
No, he was, or we all know in Empire Strikes Back the discussion between Vader and the Emperor. Mm-hmm. Shizor was actually with the Emperor at that time. He's like, I wish I could just reach through this holo projector and kill this man. Meaning, or Shizor was thinking that about Vader. And I'm like, huh, cool. But back to Acolyte. With the whole seduction to the dark side thing, it's like he is literally doing what any Sith would do in this case. Letting her think she has the power.
Yep.
Having that lightsaber, having the ability to, she could kill him at any moment. Yet he's not going to let her if she decides to. He is skilled enough to stop her if necessary. Just like Palpatine did with Anakin in this book, where he's like, I will kill you, or I should kill you. I will kill you. Why? You're a Sith Lord. And he also told him, he's like, you wouldn't resist? Anakin, I just told you I would give you anything. Did that not or do you think that didn't exclude my life? If you want to cut me, or if you want to kill me, go ahead.
Just mind games. But the
question is, are you going to be able to save Padme if you kill me?
Yeah. Psychological warfare.
It was done masterfully in the book. The movie, as good as I like episode 3 of the movie, the novel is leagues better. But with the stranger or Chimera seducing her, basically also pushing, why did the Jedi cast you out? Why did you leave? Why aren't you a Jedi? Forcing her to realize the truth about herself. That is also another way to push a Jedi.
Not to mention, he can read her thoughts and stuff. That's part of their power. They can kind of read your emotions. So he knows.
Emotions, yes. Thoughts, no. I mean, that is something that.
Well, that's the reason why he wore that. That's the reason why he wore the helmet. Because I thought he said that
it was sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
It was, or by closing off his outer senses, it makes it harder for other people to read his emotions and thoughts and whatnot. But the problem with all of that, Disney continuity, no Jedi could read memories or thoughts, or Sith, not even Sith could do that. I mean, mind domination, yes, there is that technique, but you have to be extremely powerful and you have to be able to collapse or doing so will kill a person. The person will most likely not survive that encounter.
I just want to say apologies right now if you guys in the background can hear my cat purring.
No,
So
you can't. So it's
no,
all
no,
right.
no. Some people, no, I mean, some
You
people
have-
have gotten offended by my cat purring. It's like, dude, I'm not going to sit there.
It's a cat. It's not, what the hell? But yeah,
And
getting
it,
back to the
and it will meow, probably.
Mhm.
So
they said that the battle scenes, one of those or these lightsaber scenes, were better than the Phantom Menace episode 1, and I'm thinking to myself, you made that. That was a bold claim, Leslie. It's a bold claim, but your music in this show, mixed with your battles, does not equal John Williams. And yeah,
It definitely wasn't better than Phantom Menace, but it was definitely better than any of the sequel fights.
Yes, because there was actual choreography.
Episode 5 was better than any of the sequel fights. It was better than any of the Disney shows, plus shows.
Yes. I will say
the only one that I say that it might be equal to is the Ahsoka episode on The Mandalorian. That first is when she's attacking that castle.
Yeah,
that's pretty fire. But other than that, episode 5 clearly outshadows anything the sequels did, anything on Disney Plus shows.
I haven't even seen The Acolyte, and I can say right now that I'm pretty sure the choreography is not the same as it is in any of the sequels or even the original trilogy.
It's close. It's close.
I mean, if you look at the choreography for Last Jedi, the best thing to say is what choreography, because you have people swinging at nothing. You have people whose weapons are just suddenly disappearing. You have people waiting to come in and then slashing like freaking way up here. I mean,
the only thing I remember is that slow motion fight they had after they killed what's his name?
Honestly, the Last Jedi.
Snoke. That's the only thing I remember.
Honestly, such bad choreography.
I really thought what should have been fire was Kylo Ren fighting Luke, but they messed that up.
Yeah, that was just a bunch of mindless swinging, and it's like.
Honestly, The Last Jedi just reminded me of 2005 YouTube lightsaber fights.
Oh my god, those were great.
Yeah, but like I'm talking the really bad ones, because let's face it, there were some
really bad ones,
there were some really bad ones, let's face it. Right?
I mean, some of the ones I saw in the Lightsaber Academy, they were fire.
But no, like my thing is though, like, and I don't even know who composed. The problem is a lot of times with musicians now for movies is they don't exactly like the music doesn't fit the tone of what they're trying to do and everything. Like I don't even know who the composer is of The Acolyte.
I don't know either. It's like literally, it's like the music is some of the most forgetful parts of it. If the music or the score is forgetful, if you can't really hum it to yourself after watching it a couple times, it's not that good. Where anything I've listened to from John Williams, I know up here, like or I don't have to go back and listen to it. It's just to remember it.
They dropped the ball too. They didn't show a crawl.
There's no crawl. I mean, no, they didn't have a crawl. They had a splash page. They had a page up that just put this thing and then fade out and then put another one up there.
Wars. That's Star Wars 101. You gotta have a crawl.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather watch the Ewok and Droids Saturday morning cartoons than watch a lot of Disney stuff.
The Ewok movies, I like the Ewok movies.
I hate
the Ewok cartoon shows. No,
I hate the Ewoks with a passion. That's the first thing.
The Ewok movies are actually pretty good.
Why did you not like them?
I just don't like. I didn't think they were needed in the Empire. I mean, in Return of the Jedi. I just did not like them.
Like I didn't like to make them Wookiee.
I didn't like the. I would prefer that. I didn't like the snail people, the turtle people, whatever was in Ahsoka.
Oh yeah,
I didn't like them.
yeah. Those
I don't.
space whales. I'm sorry, I'm just not buying that. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I don't
They
mind that.
looked cool. They looked cool, but lightspeed whales and lightspeed space whales and lightspeed wolves, I'm having a hard time buying.
Wolves, I get you. That was you talking about in Rebels.
Rebels. Yeah.
Didn't really get that, but the Lightspeed whales.
Whales, yeah.
Purgle. I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
I don't hate them. It's just that it's like I'm having a hard time. But then again, creatures that can travel through hyperspace isn't exactly outside of EU either.
It's not
because it's not that far-fetched because the EU had a planet that could travel through hyperspace. It was from the Yuzong Vong War. Hey, we got MB Geek.
Oh, fuck. Thank God I didn't miss it. I know I'm extremely late. I've had a lot of shit going on in my life, but fucking hey, what are we talking about? Yuzong Vong War?
We're talking some Star Wars stuffs. And again, keep it
wait
respectful.
Wait a minute. I got to say something here. Danny?
Yes, sir.
Are you PI or Hollywood, buddy?
PI. What's PI?
Paris Island.
Oh, Paris Island, brother. Paris Island.
I'm in Sardi, San Diego, Hollywood Marine, brother.
I hear you. I got love for you, but I am PI.
Well, yeah, there's there's a rivalry between the PIs and the Hollywood Marines. It's always been fun. There's always a thing. Yeah, there's a thing about Hollywood, and what we're called is you have Paris Island Marines, and then you have Marines who, depending on what side of the Mississippi you're on, they go to MCRD San Diego. Unless you were female, up until recently, because I heard females are now
they're integrated. There's no more 4th Battalion. That is correct.
There's no more 4th Battalion, huh?
Nope.
All right. So
if you go on the east side of Mississippi, you went to PI. West side, you went to San Diego. Or if you live right on the line, you could choose. I had a buddy of mine that lived in Detroit, and he chose to go to Paris Island versus San Diego. But I don't have. Hey, if you, I know what all those went through in boot camps. I don't have no. There's no rivalry for me.
Nah, man, it's all about. Hey, brother, it's all about love, man. Hey, we're Marines. We see 2 colors:
That's
Marine
correct.
green and blood red.
That's correct.
A lot of love in this chat or in this panel.
Oh yeah.
Hey, man, you get Marines talking, we'll dominate.
Well, let's get back to Star Wars. So,
yeah,
as I was saying, Zanama Sekat, which was a force-sensitive and sentient planet, actually was able to travel through hyperspace. It was in the book Rogue Planet, which was shortly after Episode 1. It was like 4 years or 5 years after Episode 1, where Anakin goes to this planet, and then years later, during the Yuzong Vong War, Luke ends up on this planet looking for the only planet that had defeated the Vong. So yeah, but
really.
So when it comes to Purgle, the lightspeed whales, it's not outside of the realm of possibility. I just feel that it's like going extra galactic like they did to that other planet outside of the galaxy in Ahsoka. That I have a problem with, because doing that, they had already established. EU had already established anything beyond the galaxy was very, very dangerous and completely impassable. If you go out beyond the edges of the galaxy, chances are you will die before you even get a light year in. Or out, rather.
Yeah.
Because it's that dangerous. It's that unpredictable. It's that chaotic between galaxies. Now,
Orange Hat, NJ, New Jedi Order really established a lot of stuff in that canon.
Well, yeah, the Vong, it took them years to get from their galaxy to the Star Wars galaxy, to
Exactly.
their galaxy. They had to traverse, and they lost a lot of their fleet doing it. They had a fleet that would have completely destroyed the Star Wars galaxy. It was cut down by like 25 to 30% when they arrived into the galaxy, because the group that was there before the invasion, they were there only because they had been there 30, 40 years prior. So it's like, yeah, that is why Vergeer was already with them. She was a Jedi from the Old Republic who was also a secret apprentice of Sidious, only so that she could try to kill Sidious, but she failed, and that's why she ran. But getting back to Acolyte and whatnot, that seduction scene, it's like, you don't need sex, you tell her the truth. Why aren't you a Jedi? They preach this. That's not the truth of it. There's more than one ways, or there's definitely more than one way to look at the Force. And
I don't even want to talk. Well,
yeah.
No, they canceled, man. That's just a waste of 8 episodes.
And then having
it was a therapy session for Leslie Headland. She's saying that Saul, the reason that Saul was the way he was because of inherent sexism. And it's like, shut up. You have that much of a hate boner for your daddy that you made a Star Wars show your personal freaking therapy session. What is wrong with you?
Orange Hat, I'm going to agree with you there. This seemed like all the writers in there had some serious daddy fucking issues.
Well, it was mostly Leslie Headland. It was mostly written by Leslie Headland, I believe, but other writers as well. But the fact of the matter is, she was giving this interview and she's saying it was some deep-seated sexism. And even when he was dying, he took away her moment when he's like, "It's okay, you can kill me." And it's like, really? Come on.
I mean, here's my thing though. Like, every one of us, if you get along with your parents 100% of the time, wow, like, you're always going to have an issue with mommy and daddy at some point in your life. I mean, there's basically a man always goes through, and everybody goes through it with their father. They go through the idolize, demonize, and then idolize phase of their parents. And so,
hey, trust me, I got a 17-year-old right now going through that demonizing phase right now.
Yeah.
I think Leslie Headland, along with Kathleen Kennedy, they essentially made this show to try to discredit or to try to disrupt George Lucas canon, and I'll tell you why. Because right now, in my mind, I can't speak for anybody else. Did Yoda know about this?
Yeah,
he would have. He would have. In episode 5, when
I'm saying, like, at the end, when it says in the other Star Wars that we haven't seen a Sith in millennia. That's not true. If this stands, because
if this stands to reason, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is my biggest thing. I mean, I've had people say that, Ki-Adi-Mundi being born 40 years old earlier wasn't really canon. I'm like, yes, it was. It was a Topps Lucas authorized thing. It said how old he was. So Ki-Adi-Mundi should not be there. And now you're telling me that, basically the Acolyte retconned all of the Phantom Menace.
Hold on. A lot of people love to make that argument. When it came to that episode, hey Tony, good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. A lot of people love to say that Ki-Adi-Mundi is now lying about the Sith. That is not true for what we've seen in the Acolyte show. I hate defending this, but it has to be defended because
I
you
agree
have
with
to
you.
look at it practically.
Because he never saw it.
He never saw a red lightsaber. He never said Sith. They said a rogue faction. And it was already established in the beginning word wipe of the show. They were dealing with illegal people who were practicing or practicing the Force and whatnot. So, yes, they could talk.
I never said that.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that. Just let me, or a lot of people have made the argument. So, when he's talking to, or when they're talking to Yoda or whatever, it's like they never mentioned Sith. They never mentioned red lightsaber. They didn't see a red lightsaber. They only saw the hollow of the girl of not Osha, but the other one, May. And so it's like, what, or this person is hiding and whatnot. And only the red lightsaber was exposed to, there's only two people who the red lightsaber alive was exposed to. Osha, May, Saul were the only living ones. And then Osha kills Saul and somehow manages to bleed a crystal without doing the whole Sith alchemy thing. So yeah, explain that one.
Oh, you mean the whole Sith alchemy thing where instead of it being the synthetic crystal, it's
they have to bleed it, which
alchemy. And how long did it take Vader to do it?
He had to exert his entire will to break that crystal and bleed it.
How long
and
did
it's like it took her like minutes. So there was a big problem. But the problem is with Kymir slaughtering that many Jedi, Yoda would have felt it.
Yeah, of course
he would have felt it because as I said, there was a line in the Phantom Menace book where Ogun Kolar, or the Zabrak that goes up against gets killed by Sidious in his office. He tells him, he's like, we should keep you on Coruscant, Master Yoda. You or the Sith have always feared your broad awareness of the Force, even in its subtlest, even in the subtlest currents. Because, as I said, Sidious or Yoda felt Sidious on Coruscant during the sacking of Coruscant. When Sidious killed that guy that was down or was hunting him in 500 Republican or 500 Republica. But yeah, so Yoda's going to be like, or as soon as a green baldy chick starts talking to him, Master, I need to speak with you.
He's going to know.
Are you going to tell me that there's some dark side person out there killing people or killing Jedi? So are you about to lie to me? This whole show screwed the pooch.
Mm-hmm. Look at him. Remember when in Attack of the Clones, when he goes, Anakin is in terrible pain. And then when Order 66 goes out and he's feeling it.
Yeah, he's feeling Anakin's
Obi-Wan when he feels the destruction of Alderaan. You're telling me that we had a shit ton of Jedi get killed and nobody sensed it, not even the most powerful Jedi masters.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. And it doesn't work.
And that they just were able to lie about it and say, oh, it was one rogue Jedi. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, I want to do that. It's like, are you freaking kidding? I said everybody had to die by the end of it. Actually,
I have no idea, Tony Montana. I didn't watch that Junkers or Skeleton Crew or whatever it's called. I didn't watch it, so
I'm gonna say I saw the trailer. I actually have some hope for that.
I don't know. I saw the trailer. It's the thing is that the trailer looks good, but I just don't trust, as our friend Orange Hat Sitter says, I don't trust Wayland Yutani.
Yep, I often call Disney Wayland Yutani, or the real life Wayland Yutani.
Well,
if you know your alien lore, folks, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I just
They
don't,
make
I don't trust them. I mean, listen, let's face it. If we're basing it solely on the trailer, a Goonies style Star Wars movie seems pretty cool, but I don't trust them, because I haven't seen a Disney movie, at least at my own will. Like if family watches it, fine, like during family events, fine. I didn't choose to watch it. I haven't seen something since like 2019.
I'm actually, TY, I'm actually
Aye.
kind of cautiously sorry. Nope, my bad.
Cool.
I'm cautiously optimistic about this. I like Jude Law. I rather enjoyed the trailer far more than I enjoyed the Acolyte trailer, and trust me, once I saw that, I'm sorry, but Matrix in Star Wars does not work.
No.
That last episode, yes, that last fight on the castle where they're going backward, like arms spread. It's like,
Well,
nope. Not
he-
even with the Force could you slow yourself down and float backward like that. You're not doing that in the heat of battle. It's just not happening.
Yeah, well, we already learned Star Wars and the Matrix don't work. I mean, did anybody see Rebel Moon?
No, I haven't actually.
I have not. I had no. Zack Snyder, as much as I like his DC trilogy, I'm not. Or I didn't. It's like, dude, no. There was a lot of stuff that happened after the Snyder Cut, and even before the Snyder Cut, that kind of turned me away from Zack Snyder.
No. It's just, I mean, I saw it because I'll fully admit it. Hey, this is when Netflix was cool, when you could actually password share, mommy and daddy's account. So or mom and dad account. Yeah. So I just watched it for free, and I'm like, this is just. I look at it more as a drinking movie,
Yeah.
But like, you know what? I'm gonna have a few beers and watch this movie, but I'm not gonna enjoy it. But I know we did talk a little bit about Robert Downey Jr. cast as Dr. Doom.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, Danny?
I guess that says it all. He's silent.
Yeah. As for me,
I'm sorry. What did you say this now?
Robert Downey Jr. is Dr. Doom. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I think it got potential to be good. Oh, no, let me change that. I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is going to risk his legacy as Iron Man and his stature in the MCU unless he was really sold and convinced that this Dr. Doom storyline could be something spectacular. There's a storyline that I've read where him and Doom was in college together, and Doom somehow switches his body into his.
Yep, I saw that.
So if they do that and they do it right, and then at the end of Secret Wars, Secret Wars,
and then Secret
then
Wars.
They switch them back at the end or something, I can see it working. But I don't think Robert Downey Jr. would risk what he's built, this Iron Man legacy, and I trust the Russo brothers completely. So if it wasn't the Russo brothers, I'd be like, I don't know. But those cats, they seem to really be on it. They seem to be students of the game. They seem to be comic book heads. So I believe that it's gonna be okay. Even though I'm a little bit reluctant about it, I'd rather see somebody else.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna pull it off.
I think one of the perfect people who has already shown that, they can play, or you got to find. Dr. Doom is a universe killer. This guy, during the incursion arc in the comics, this man wiped out other Earths to save his own Earth. And he had no qualms about doing it. He's like, it's either them or us. You need to realize this. Otherwise, you kill everyone, and there's no survivors. So I don't have that moral conundrum. That Earth is dead, period. And that is the kind of evil that Robert Downey Jr. has to play. He has to, or I have not seen him in an evil role like that. So I do have my reservations. However, there are other actors out there who have gone that evil route. I mean, I'm pretty sure Mark Hamill, if they ever did a cartoon version of Doctor Doom in shows nowadays, he would be a perfect voice for Doctor Doom, in my opinion.
Why?
Because he could really bring that semi-Jokerish voice into Doctor Doom.
No, I would disagree with that, Orange Hat, but I would say this. Remember, where some people see Doctor Doom as evil, his
Others,
people see him as a hero.
Yeah.
I mean, that has always been the thing I've been wanting them to do, is show him kind of like Magneto back in the X-Men.
Yes.
Yeah, with Sir Ian McKellen. Yeah, I mean, I want to see that. I want to see that perspective. I want to see Doctor Doom done right for once. And I saw the leaked trailer, and I was like, okay, this might be possible. I mean, Pedro Pascal was definitely not my first person, but, you know, they might be able to make it work. And I agree, if the Russo brothers are part of this and Robert Downey Jr. is coming back, I mean, how much ass kissing and money do they have to give the Russo brothers to come back? Because we all know that ended on a bad note.
I would kiss their butt, and I would drop a boatload of money at their doorstep, because since they left, MCU has kind of gone way of the dodo bird.
It has.
So
yes, it has.
They want to breathe life into it in the last, I won't say financially, because even though people hate it, Black Panther 2 was financially successful. But prior to that, back to back, not kind of Endgame and Infinity War, the Russo brothers was on top, and they did Infinity War in Endgame. So
yeah,
I would definitely welcome them back, because
this is Disney in desperation. Yes, this is Disney in desperation. It's like, we're bringing back a successful formula because we kind of need the money. And as I said, with Deadpool Wolverine being a success and Inside Out 2 being a success, Disney is getting emboldened right now. They're thinking that they are finally in the up and up. The problem is, if they feel that they are going to be vindicated by these movies' successes, they need to learn the lesson that, why is Deadpool and Wolverine a success? Remember, Ryan Reynolds, folks, told Disney, the executives, this movie is going to basically be making fun of you in some of the most unpolitically correct ways. We are going to be this movie is going to be more than just a roast fest. We are going to be putting you over the sun and having you cook, because this is what the people are going to want to see. We are going to make fun of you. We are going to denigrate you. We are basically going to make you our bitch during the time of this movie.
That was a perfect storm, because Deadpool is the only character that does that. If it was going to be any other character, they would have watered him down. But
and he also told them, this movie's rated R. You're not saying anything else, or you don't get it saying that.
Is it just, by the way, is it really, I did not confirm this, but is really this the highest R-rated movie ever?
No.
I don't know.
There is a movie that was back during the 80s that I can't remember what it was. It was rated R, adjusted for inflation, the highest grossing film ever. it was a sequel. I know that. But when it comes to the Joker,
Mm.
when it comes to percentage of profit, the Joker takes the cake. A
Oh, yeah.
$55 million budget that made more money than in the box office than Star Wars Rise of Palpatine.
I just
It
looked it
could've
up.
been-
It said Deadpool and Wolverine.
It could have been
Well,
Aliens.
Deadpool
right?
Wolverine cracked or just cracked $1 billion. So
It
if
says the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time.
Type in
then I
adjusted.
get-
Type in adjusted for inflation.
It passed. It just passed Joker.
Because
Oh,
well, there
wow.
you go. Good job.
Wow.
The question is, though, Joker is still making more profit percentage wise.
Oh, okay. It said the
yeah,
Passion of Christ. If you adjust it for inflation, the Passion of Christ is number 1. Deadpool Wolverine is number 2.
Okay.
The Matrix Bullet is number 3.
Oh, the Passion of the Christ. Okay, yeah.
Private Ryan is
No.
number 4.
Which one was number 3 and 4?
Number 2 is Deadpool Wolverine. Number 3 is The Matrix Reloaded. Number 4 is Saving Private Ryan.
Mm.
There you go. But yeah, when it comes to comic book movies,
I can tell you the
Deadpool
top
Wolverine,
10 if you
Mhm.
Top 5 is Deadpool. Number 6 is American Sniper. Number 7 is Air Force One. Number 8 is There's Something About Mary. Number 9 is The Hangover. And number 10 is It.
Why is it I know all those movies?
You know, my choice for Doctor Doom. My choice for Doctor Doom was Richard Armitage.
Richard Armitage? Really?
Thorin.
Thorin Oakenshield.
No, my number
No.
1 was Scott Atkins.
Maybe.
Well, I just think that I guess how I just see Doctor Doom is you need that guy who has that tall stature, but also that deep voice too, a little bit too.
But if you
He
watch
needs
Scott
someone-
Atkins he plays Boyka in Undisputed series. He has an accent. It's Russian, but you can kind of get away with Laverian or whatever you call it. He has that accent. At first, I thought he was one dimensional, but if you see John Wick 4, he's in that fat suit. He has another accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the
Yeah.
range. He's not one that has to have the mask on. I mean, the mask off. Pedro Pascal
Yeah,
or some of the other ones, they gotta have the mask off and showing their face and stuff. Scott Atkins, he don't have to do that. And so these are
Except
my
Scott
favorite.
Atkins was already in the MCU.
Yeah, but here's my thing about
Doctor
the-
Strange.
It's who?
He was in Doctor Strange as one of the zealots.
Technically, Richard Armitage was too.
Well, what I'm going to say is this. The way you would ruin this movie is if Dr. Doom is not in the mask almost always.
He
I
was.
mean-
He needs to be in the mask.
Yes, he
can't
has
do
to
Doom
be in the
without that mask was burnt onto his fucking face, man. You gotta have
I
it.
know, that's my thing. He needs no, what they need to do is this would be a great way for the movie to start. Starts out with Dr. Doom doing his thing, saving his country, becoming the hero with the burnt face, and that's the last time we see him like that. That's it.
Tell you
The
the
rest
truth,
of the time, he's in the mask.
the guy that played him in the original, he wasn't
Yeah.
bad. He just didn't have
He
a good
was-
script. But he
Yeah.
he had the arrogance, he had the moxie, he had the chops. He
Yeah.
wasn't bad. It just he
Julian
just had a
McMahon.
bad script.
Yes, Julian McMahon.
Or
I
Richard
thought
Gold.
I thought he did a good job as Doctor Doom.
He
Um,
did.
You know, I'll sit there and say something. You know, if we're into the multiverse phase, you know what I want to see? I want to see the original expanded universe from the 80s. A lot of those characters come back. I want to see Lou Ferrigno. I want to see Lou Ferrigno come back as David Banner. I know Billy Bixby's dead, but he could come. I think Lou Ferrigno's a good enough actor where he could do that. You get Eric Allen Kramer as Thor, Rex Smith, and then you get the '90s Fantastic Four that never got released. Come back in the expanded universe.
You're reaching too far.
And you get David Hasselhoff back as Nick Fury.
I don't know
Oh,
I don't know what kind of medication you're taking, but you need to stop right now.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to think What actors can truly play a sociopath?
Cillian Murphy.
Well, I'm a sociopath, so yes, I can
No,
play.
I
believe
this
the
is a
guy-
person who could literally hold a woman by the hair, look at you as if with zero freaking expression, slit that woman's throat, and not give a fuck.
He's already
That's
in
the
the
kind of people-
universe, but
That's-
Liv Schreiber could do it. He could definitely do it.
Yeah. Maria Shriver. Yeah, absolutely.
Liev Schreiber, yeah, he could.
Man, I thought of somebody, but he's been dead for like 60 years.
Who?
Eric von Stroheim.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this guy,
Oh
that
my
died
God.
too, the guy that just played on Ahsoka, he'd have been the perfect Doctor Doom.
You know who would have been Dr. Doom?
Oh.
He's older now. He's
Ray-
older now, but he would, or I
Ray
think he
Stevens?
would. Oh yeah, Ray Stevenson. He could have probably done it too.
Yep.
But a person
Yeah, I like
or
that.
Werner Herzog.
I don't know who that is.
He played in The Mandalorian as the Imperial who gave the Mandalorian the first job to go find Baby Yoda. He was the one that, yeah, he was that one with the German accent. And,
No, I can't see him playing Doctor.
he was in he was also in Jack Reacher, the first one, who played the Zek.
How about the guy that plays Reacher? Big muscle
Tom
up guy.
Cruise? Oh,
Mm.
the new
no,
one.
not Tom
no.
Cruise.
No.
Alan Richardson, no, not Alan Richardson. I wouldn't do him.
He's too big.
I'm trying to think of somebody who.
If we
Could
could
play-
make, or if we could turn back the clock on, or not Danny Glover, John Glover from Smallville, who played Lionel Luthor.
Yeah, he could do it.
Oh,
He could do
that's
it.
so good.
That would have been a great fucking Doctor Doom right there.
Look, I just want him to get Doctor Doom right for once. I want him to get the first Marvel fan right for once.
Do you think
You know,
the guy that played Luther in Smallville could do it?
I got a wild
Got
card
it.
choice.
Michael
But I-
Rosenbaum?
Yeah.
You could pop. He's too busy doing the Talkville podcast, but
We'll tell you who could do it too. The guy that plays young Professor X. He is range like crazy. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
see him get bulked up
Yeah.
when he was
Michael
in
Fassbender.
no,
in
not
Wanted.
Fassbender, the other
No,
one.
not Michael Fassbender. He played
Oh,
the
God,
young
I
Oh,
can't remember his name.
James McAvoy.
Yes,
Yes.
McAvoy.
Yes, that guy. Oh, he has such range.
Yeah.
I kind of have a wild card choice, but I think if given the right role, he really could play that psycho, that evil that we're looking for. He's never really done it before, but because how I always picture Doctor Doom is having that great voice too.
Yeah. Who is it?
Clive Owen.
Mm.
He could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think Clive Owen, if given that right role, he could play that evil.
Hold on.
And if you're talking about voice, the guy that played in the first
Sam Witwer.
he was the drill sergeant in Starship Troopers.
Oh,
Ironside.
Michael Ironside.
No. The drill
Clancy
sergeant.
Brown.
Michael Ironside.
Clancy
He's
Brown.
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown.
Yeah.
He could possibly bring
He
his
has a
Kurgan
very-
voice, but I
very-
really.
Very distinctive
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah, he has that gruff voice. He
Too bad.
really does.
And how
The
about
guy
the
who
boy that
did the
plays
original Darth Maul.
You know, I don't think when I think of him, I don't think of Starship Troopers first. I think of Highlander.
yeah. I couldn't think of
Yeah.
Highlander.
Who
How about
voiced
Ron
Darth
Perlman?
Maul?
Oh, Ron Perlman.
Yeah, maybe as long as Ron Perlman can learn to shut up.
Peter Serafinowicz, who was the original voice of Darth Maul.
Mm.
Did he play in Smallville as Star Killer?
Yes, that is.
That guy.
Yeah,
Sam Witwer could also do it. Yes, he was also in Smallville as Doomsday.
Doomsday.
Well, as
Mhm.
the non-transformed Doomsday.
You know what? Peter actually would be a very good choice because he could get that he could be that intimidating, but he could also, I mean, keep in mind, he's also, I don't really want to say like too comedy, but like he could kind of bring, because he's actually a comedian too. So he could kind of bring like very like cynical comic, like, like the really jokes that, I guess, because keep in mind, like he's played Darth Maul. He also did a remake of The Tick.
Oh, nice.
So I think that that would be an interesting choice. Another choice I had too was Luke Evans.
Oh, really?
Well, I think.
Oh, yeah. I blanked for a second. I'm like, wait, Luke Evans. I thought you meant Owen Wilson. I blanked for a moment, but then Luke Evans is Luke Evans is Dracula Untold, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and Bard the Bowman.
Actually, I very much like Dracula Untold. I'm
sorry. Now I'm just trying to picture Owen Wilson now in that.
As Dr. Doom? Yeah.
Yeah.
I am Dr. Oh. I am Dr. Doom.
Wow.
That would just be so fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, have mercy. Do you think, Orange Hat, guys, do you think Disney, as far as the Marvel franchise, is on the right path of a course correction?
No,
because
it's too early to tell. It's too early to tell, in my
opinion.
Well, I mean, they are putting a lot into this. I mean, we are talking, you got the Russo brothers, you're bringing Robert Downey Jr. back. I mean, they are putting all their eggs in this basket, I feel.
I don't know. Like, as I was saying when I first came in, Deadpool and Wolverine is essentially the Blazing Saddles. It's the parody movie.
Mm-hmm.
And when usually a parody comes out of a popular franchise or series of films, it's on its way out. And yet,
Sheen.
Yeah.
Lucian from the Underworld movies.
Yeah, he would.
I think he could do a good Dr. Doom.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I guess like what isn't the next one that comes out? Isn't it Captain America?
Yes, they're doing Captain America or Captain America New World Order.
Yeah, isn't that the new? Isn't that the next one?
Yeah,
I will admit, I thought that was funny about the mustache thing. The rest.
Well, yeah, that was a definite call out.
That was like Don Cheadle when he showed up in Iron Man 2, and he's like, "It's me, I'm here, it's done."
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't. I think the next one is Captain America that comes out, right?
Yes, and I already made a prediction. I didn't do a theater or a trailer reaction, but I am going to say he's getting juiced on the serum in that movie. Because there's no way that he is flying with his wingsuit and going Mach 1 without his neck breaking. If he's just a normal human.
You think that maybe that was in the trailer? You're not Steve Rogers, and maybe he takes the serum, kind of like, I mean, it's possible. I don't know. I don't even know what the fucking movie's about.
No way that there's a scene in the trailer where he is going Mach 1, breaking the sound barrier in the trailer, and it's like he has to have the super soldier serum in order to simply just withstand that, because any human going Mach 1, you're dead. Your spine is crushing itself.
All right, if you don't know what the speed of sound is like, trust me, you do that outside of a plane, you're dead.
You're dead.
You're done. It's done. Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I think. I mean, hey, people didn't like. People made. People were sitting there messaging me about it because I was wrong about Deadpool Wolverine. I said it was going to break even. I think I could see Captain America breaking even. I don't know if it'd be a hit.
And screen.
Like, have they?
How can
Like,
it
I don't
break even when they basically reshot the whole fucking movie? I just don't see it.
Ed Skrein from Deadpool 1, he could play a good Doom too.
Yeah.
Chad, how can the movie Captain America 4 even remotely break even when they basically reshot the whole freaking movie?
Yeah, that movie ballooned its budget to $400 million. It's gonna flop very badly, just like Snow White.
Well,
Oh my God.
Snow White has six groups boycotting that freaking film, and don't you possibly already 1 million dislikes on YouTube.
Oh my
God! Don't we mean Snow Brown?
No, actually, I thought it was funny. I
don't even need to use the identity politic there. I don't even need to use the identity politic there. She has made herself so hated.
No, I had fun with that one, Orange.
But yes, on the technicality, yes. Technically speaking, Junebug, her skin is not white as snow. I mean, which was why Snow White was named Snow White, because her skin was white as snow.
Exactly.
Well,
and the other,
I mean, they could have gone with so many different other actors or actresses who fit the bill. But Rachel Zegler, it's like you literally picked somebody with 2 box office bombs under their freaking belt. You have one movie that just made a little bit of profit. This movie's going to bomb so hard that she will now have 3 bombs or 3 out of 4 bombs under her freaking belt. So she will eventually be box office poison.
No,
they kicked her off Paddington 2 movie or Paddington 3 movie.
Well, but remember, she's the next big action star. She beat out, what was it, Jackie Chan and Arnold or something for that.
She beat out Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, and like Jackie Chan too, if I remember correctly, too.
Yeah, it was the MTV People Shill Awards, because nobody freaking pays attention to them, and because nobody paid attention to those awards, all her simps came out and were like, she's definitely the #1 action movie star of the year. Yeah, that's because we didn't step up and make a vote. If we had, Keanu Reeves would have taken her by 35,000 miles. Shut up.
You know what?
When was the last time any of us watched the MTV Movie Awards?
Hugo.
Never. I didn't grow up with cable. So
Hugo Weaving as Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Are you thinking V? Are you thinking of him when he was in V?
I'm thinking for V and for Vendetta, but also as Aiden Smith. I mean, this dude was freaking devastating.
Yeah. Alternate universe, right? Because he was Red Skull, he could be Dr. Doom too.
Oh God!
Shit! That's right. He was Red Skull.
Oh, damn it, Orange Hat! Why didn't you pitch that to him?
You know what? What about the original guy who was going to be V?
Who was the original?
He didn't want to do the mask.
James.
Original.
James Purefoy.
He didn't want to do the mask the whole time.
He was in Rome. This is his most famous role. He's a that guy actor. You've seen him before. He was in John Carter.
Yeah. Hey, Tim. Good to see you, man.
Arnold Vosloo.
Yes. God damn yes.
Like that guy is doing And plus, Disney, that guy would be cheap right now. He's literally doing Asylum movies.
Holy
Like-
Arnold Vosloo could pull it off.
Like, think
Who's
about it.
Oh.
The Mummy.
The Mummy.
Oh.
Darkman and the sequels.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah,
Oh shit. Yeah. Yes. Now I know who you're talking about.
Like, listen, all Disney would have to do is like literally pay him, like, if he's doing a silent movie. So that's literally mean his price range is probably like $50,000 to do those movies. So think about it.
Oh, he'd
You
be
could-
asking for at least a few million if he was Doctor Doom.
Exactly. Like, I'm sitting there saying, dude, like, just pay him 10 million or something like that to do Doctor Doom, and then, you know, increase it as movies go on. But Arnold Vosloo, first of all, he has that unique voice. He's tall, intimidating. I mean, yeah, you know,
You know,
I could definitely
take it.
see that.
You don't necessarily have to have an actor do or also have the voice too, because they could always do a different voice in post. You know who did a good job as a, I hate to say it, or a lot of people give it shit or give those movies shit, but he played Cobra Commander very well.
No,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes.
he didn't.
Well, the way his character played it, it's like, dude, I'm willing to kill my own sister, man. Do you honestly think I'm just going, or this dude's willing to kill his own sister? I doubt he'd have any problems killing a world. Let's have Michael Myers play Dr. Doom. Not the actor, but the serial killer.
I mean, why not? They already have one Michael Myers in the MCU, kind of.
Kind of. Who would be another good person to, you know? No, McElhenney or McClellan or McCallany wouldn't be one.
That man, I don't know how comic book fans are going to feel about this, but he did play a dark character before,
Jared
and
Harris.
and it's his most famous role.
Who?
If he dies, he dies.
Dolph
Dolph Lundgren.
Lundgren. He's a good actor, but no. Jared Harris played a great Moriarty.
Yes.
Jared Harris would be.
Is that what you're thinking about? Orange Hat is kind of the Moriarty, Doctor Doom kind of thing.
It's because you have to, as much as a lot of people don't realize this. Doom is a genius that is smarter than people or than the Reed Richards.
Well,
he's smarter
one
than
of
Reed
the
Richards.
things is
He's smarter than Reed Richards. However, he doesn't have the morals. You need somebody who can do that. You know.
Well, one of the
Basically-
things, basically, the way I've always heard it is, and I agree with this, he's a cross between Doctor Strange and Tony Stark.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. And honestly, I think that Jared Harris could pull that off.
No, I don't think Christian Bale. No.
No, Christian Bale was already in the MCU.
Nah, but not as Doctor Doom. No.
Although I do think that he had a good couple of moments as Gore the God Killer or God Butcher or whatever his name is. However, they did him dirty. I'm trying to think who could
that
help.
movie, they couldn't make up their mind if that movie was
man,
supposed to.
Man, I just thought of somebody. I've just thought of somebody because everybody just made me think of somebody. But like, but he's dead. Heath Ledger would have been a good Doctor Doom.
I would. Jesus Christ, are you reading my mind right now?
Yes, I have my Captain. That's where I have my. That's where I have my camera off. I have my Dr. X, face thing on.
Because holy crap, dude! I was literally thinking, I was literally playing Heath Ledger's Joker, like right up here. How about a magic trick?
You know what? Actually, that does bring up an interesting point. They did, I know Joaquin Phoenix did turn down Doctor Strange, but Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, as Dr. Doom, yes.
Like,
I definitely see
that. For 5'8", he's very imposing. And he definitely has that unique voice, and that scar that he has on his lip could definitely add something to Doctor Doom, I feel like. And
sure.
And he also could have that. I think he could get a little bit of that darkness.
You need to have somebody that can look at you and basically simply just expression with eyes that can basically give you a promise of hell.
In other words, you need someone like
kind of
you need someone like Garrick.
Commodus.
Like, seriously, you need somebody who is going to be like, just like eyes closed or looking away, but the second they look at you like this, like that sort of kind of thing, if they can do that and you would be like, maybe I should shut the fuck up or get the hell out of here. If they can give you that kind of look and be like, I don't want to be around this person. That is the kind of actor. We need somebody who is very expressive, but has a level of darkness behind those eyes that is a promise of hell just by looking at you. Because that's the kind of person that you want as Dr. Doom. You want somebody who is extremely, or who can play smart. And I'm talking extremely smart, but also who would basically look at you, slit a person's throat, toss him down and be like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? By the way, you sit near me, you are dead. It's that simple.
I want him to be also seen, like I said, I want him to be seen as both a villain and a hero. Because to the Latmarians, he is a hero.
Uh-huh.
And that needs to be portrayed.
I think Joaquin Phoenix might be because he can obviously both play that hero, then he can also play one of the sickest villains ever. I mean, look at Commodus, look at the Joker.
Yeah, but it's like, does he have a look that can promise death? I mean, there's some, or I'm trying.
I mean,
there are some great actors out there that. Oh my god,
it's
John
almost
Bernthal, if he wasn't the Punisher, I'm pretty sure he could pull it off. Nicolas Cage could do it too.
Could do what?
Possibly pull off a Doom.
Mm.
As I was saying, I don't know if you were here when I said it. You basically need a facially expressive actor who can just look at you and you would see the promise of hell in their eyes. Danny, any actors come to mind?
I have somebody. He's a Broadway actor, so he's a complete unknown. I could put it in a private chat so Orange Hat can look it up. But
how about Charlie Hunnam?
Oh,
Charlie, wasn't he the one from
Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah, he was Jack.
Yeah, Pacific Rim and Son of Anarchy. Yeah.
Hey, Orange Hat, I'm gonna bow out, buddy. It's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna get some sleep.
Yeah, I gotta bounce too.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in.
If you're not against the race swap, how about Idris Elba?
Idris Elba was already Heimdall.
Yeah,
but it's the multiverse though.
That guy
is true as well.
That guy in the private chat, Ramin Karimloo, he's a Broadway actor. He played the Phantom in Phantom of the Opera. He played in its sequel, Love Never Dies, and a villain in Anastasia.
Gerard Butler could also do a good.
Yes,
I think Gerard Butler could pull off a Doom.
I do too. Yep.
Yeah.
I see him in Gods of Egypt. He could do it.
Oh yeah.
Tony Montana has Willem Dafoe.
I think the guy that
Willem-
played in the second 300, he
No,
could do
not
it.
as Doom. Not as Doom. Yeah, that guy could possibly do it too. Willem Dafoe plays insane psychopath very well. He can't, or Dr. Doom isn't an insane psychopath. He's an insane sociopath. Psycho and socio are different, are very different.
That guy in the private chat, Ramin Karimloo, he's a unknown actor, but I mean, he
Enjoy
could.
the conversation, but I got to bounce.
All
All right,
take
see
it
ya.
easy, Danny. Thank you for joining, man.
All right, later.
He could, though. Basically, in order to get the intensity that you need an actor with intense, like Bela Lugosi eyes, almost.
Yeah, you need that. You need that somebody that
Look, that guy has like the black, as J.R.R. Tolkien would describe it, the blackest eyes. That actor right there in the private chat, Ramin Karimloo.
Yeah, you told me already.
Yeah, I don't know if you looked him up, but
I haven't.
okay. But no, he
Sorry.
he could have that intensity. He has those eyes, and I mean, he's probably he's like literally the top highest paid actor right now on Broadway.
Shave 20 years off his age, maybe 30 years off his age. Lance Henriksen.
Yeah.
I think he could pull a Doom.
I mean, then again, the obvious choice is Tim Curry.
Yeah.
But, that's not going to happen due to age and health issues.
What, is he sick?
Had a stroke. He's in a wheelchair now.
Oh, fuck. Seriously?
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago, but
damn. So wait,
but
he was delivering his lines as Palpatine in a wheelchair? Shit.
Yeah, no, he made a good full recovery from the stroke. He can still talk, he still has that slurred speech because of the stroke, but he just can't, he's just in a wheelchair now. So
damn.
But yeah, it was like 2014 or so.
I mean, we went from rants. I mean, we're ranting over other possible doom. So this still does count as ranting.
Yeah.
We're just not as loud about it.
Well, I mean,
Willem Dafoe, he was the perfect Green Goblin. Bill Skarsgård, possibly. I mean, he does have a darkness to him, but he's too sporadic, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think Bill Skarsgård is a little, I don't really want to say overrated. I think overhyped, I guess would be a better word, because he just I just found it like kind of funny, but not in a good way. I'm sorry. That was not intimidating to me. Yeah, none of that was intimidating. And then let's not talk about The Crow.
No, let's not. Michael Wincott.
Yeah,
he could possibly pull off. He's got that voice. He's got that kind of growly voice.
You know what? Too bad Christopher Lee's dead, and he would have been like 100 years old. He would have been a good one.
Yeah, knock like 35 to 40 years off his
You know what?
age.
Actually, another Hobbit actor, I seem to be just really picking Hobbit actors for Doctor Doom unintentionally. Graham McTavish.
He, I believe, was already in the MCU.
Maybe like a small part, right? Or was... Yeah, like I said, so was Richard Armitage. He was the guy in a...
He was the German spy he was the Hydra spy in Captain America: First Avenger.
Yep. Yeah.
Another good First Avenger actor who could play Doom, Neil McDonough.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as a lot of people shit on that Chun-Li movie, that Street Fighter Chun-Li movie, I honestly thought he played a very good Bison.
Well, that's a great thing about him. He like no matter how bad the movie is, he seems to always shine.
That dude literally used a woman as a fucking punching bag in that movie.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
I know a lot of people are saying Harvey or Bardem as Doom.
I think Werner Herzog would actually do a very good, or could actually play a very good villain. I mean, Werner Herzog. Have you ever seen the Jack Reacher films with Tom Cruise?
Yes.
He was that old man at the end of the first one.
Right. No, I know who he is. I know who he is. I mean, I've seen some of his movies, not so much his earlier ones, because he did them with a Klaus Kinski, an actor who I really don't like.
David Boreanaz could possibly pull it off.
Ooh. I mean, yeah, what's he doing now? He'd be super cheap. Wait.
Focusing on cost.
Wait, I got the perfect person. Total joke casting. Bob Iger.
Yeah. James Marsden. James Marsden.
We kind of already ended. I mean, does X-Men count as MCU right now or not really?
Was he? Wait, what?
Wasn't he Cyclops?
No, that's Matthew Marsden. Or no, that's James Marsden, Spike from Buffy.
Yeah.
Or not Marsden. Oh, fuck, what's his damn name? Jesus, fuck, where are you? Who played Spike in Buffy? Marsters, James Marsters.
I was gonna say I've seen a little bit of Buffy. I'm not really the person to ask. I have the unpopular opinion. I actually like Chrissy Swanson better. So
James Marsters, yeah, that would be a good one.
He has gotten better as an actor. I just don't know about the acting talent, but he's gotten better as an actor. What about Derek Mears?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, he has gotten better as an actor, and I think he could get those intensity, but like, I think the acting part would be a little not necessarily the best.
Somerhalder could possibly pull it off.
Right. But I don't know.
I've only ever seen him in Vampire Diaries as Damon Salvatore.
Still.
Well, also he was also in Smallville.
Actually,
how old is Smolderholder?
Actually, that would
how
be
old is Ian Somerhalder?
46.
45.
Well, born in 78.
46. Going to be 46.
Yeah. Yes. Actually, Tony Montana. This is not really for Doctor Doom, but he does bring a good casting choice here. Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland, maybe. Oscar Isaac would be. I mean, he played Moon Knight. Tom Cruise, Doctor Doom, maybe, but Oscar Isaac, he did a great Apocalypse. I thought he was good as Apocalypse.
Right. I don't know. Are they even gonna? I don't know. I mean,
Joseph Morgan from the originals. He played Klaus.
You know, I thought of another choice too. Like, there's just so many people who could really play a good Doctor Doom. I happen to just be thinking of Lord of the Rings actors. I don't know what's with me. Sean Bean.
Yeah, and this time he won't die.
Well, I mean, there might be
No,
fake outs.
This
but
time he won't die because here's why. They're doing the incursion arc with the multiverse arc in the MCU.
right.
Guess who was the only one to fucking save, or guess who saved the multiverse in the incursion arc in the comics?
Doom?
Yeah.
So Sean Bean. Well, Sean Bean, I mean, I think he
It would
could
be
do
the
it.
highlight of his career.
I think he could do it.
He could.
I mean, because he could get that intensity, and honestly, like he plays great villains and also great heroes too. I mean, and he's also really. I mean, look at Boromir. He's great at playing tragic characters. You know, Sean Bean.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you know what? Who knows? If he can get really good in the Last Avengers, who knows? Maybe there could be Oscar talk for Sean Bean, even though, as long as Will Smith doesn't slap him. But
I mean, Heath Ledger would kill it as Doctor Doom. I mean,
yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing, though. You have to kind of wonder if he didn't die. Like, I feel like all of his roles after that would have just been compared to Joker. You know what I'm saying?
Possibly, yeah. But honestly, a lot of people say he played the best Joker, and a lot of people are saying he didn't. And they're saying that people are only saying he did the best Joker because he's dead. It's like, no, he did the best Joker because he's the best fucking Joker.
Well, I mean, for the longest time, people would always ask me, "Oh, what's your favorite horror movie?" I would say The Dark Knight because Heath Ledger scares you in that movie.
Yeah, it's because he's not afraid to die. I mean, when they threw him over, he was or when Batman threw him off the building, he was laughing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and then it's like, no.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that movie with my, because that was the movie to see, you know. And I saw that movie. I saw that movie with my grandma. This is my very overly religious grandma. You know,
I mean, if Powers Booth wasn't already in the MCU, knock like 20 years off his age, I think he could pull it off.
And you're gonna have to do some resurrection.
Wait, Powers Booth is dead?
Yep.
When did he die?
Like 2023, 22.
He died last year. What the fuck? Is Powers Booth dead? Dead? Oh, fucking shit. When did Powers Booth die? 2017.
Oh.
Get your damn years right, man.
I don't know. I've been hitting the head too many times with trees, and I'm retired from tree work.
68 years. Shit.
What about Michael Madsen?
He was already in the MCU.
This MCU, right?
Yeah, he was the bad guy in Doctor Strange, Caecilius.
I mean, it was just a voice, so I mean.
No, he was Caecilius, the bad guy in Doctor Strange.
And I I'm not.
Peter Stormare, if he wasn't so fucking old. If he was John Constantine age. He played the devil in in Constantine.
Yeah, that is such an awesome movie.
Peter Stormare has so much fucking range, man. I loved him in that episode of CSI.
That was I love that movie, Constantine.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves does the most badass thing as he's going into heaven. As he's going into heaven, he flips
off the devil.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, listen, I don't even know if flipping off is much of a sin, but come on, even if I was God, I'm giving you, I'm just gonna give you a cookie right then and there. It's like you bypass St. Peter, you flip the devil off as you're going into heaven.
Yeah. Oscar Isaacs could pull it off. So could Michael Fassbender, for Christ's sake. There's just so many good choices.
Well, there are so many good choices rather than Robert Downey Jr., which I'm like, I think that, for me, it's like, oh,
can Robert Downey Jr. do evil?
I'm trying to think of
done evil. What's his name? Dean Morgan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. He could pop. Look, he played fucking what's his name in the zombie show.
Negan.
Yeah, that jackass. Fucking pops a dude on the head with a fucking barbed wire baseball bat and his fucking eyes ready to pop out. It's like, holy fuck. It's like,
yeah, I don't,
dude,
well,
twist it, motherfucker.
Oh, now he is an older actor, but Robert Davi.
Give me some movies.
License to Kill. Timothy Dalton James Bond movie. The Goonies. The opera singer. Goonies. He's one of those that guy.
If they ever gender bent Dr. Doom, Parker Posey could definitely pull it off.
Yeah, the ESG score version, right?
Well, everybody agrees Blade Trinity is a sucky ass shit movie. Dominic, Purcell? Don Purcell could possibly pull off a Doom. But but Parker Posey, man, she went fucking dark in that movie.
Right.
You seen Blade Trilogy or Blade Trinity? She's like, I'm gonna bite you again, King, and I'm gonna leave you here while you turn. And
it's been a long time.
Well, this is basically her lines. It's like, I'm gonna bite you again. I'm gonna leave you here while you turn. I'm just gonna leave you while the thirst keeps building and building and building. And then when you can't stand it anymore, I'm gonna bring this little girl in here for you to feed on. So yeah, that's just fucking dark, man. That's the kind of fucking evil we need. Sam Neill could possibly pull it off.
If he wasn't 84 years old,
who?
We're missing somebody very important who could really play that evil.
Who?
Al Pacino.
Yeah, he did play Satan.
He could. Well, I'm more thinking like Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Corleone. I'm more thinking like Michael Corleone because that just checkmate type of guy.
The guy who played Satan in End of Days.
Gabriella Byrne.
Yeah, Gabriel Byrne.
Yeah,
he could possibly pull it off. I loved it. His portrayal as Satan was fucking spot on, man. He's like,
as long as they don't get like Remy Malek or something. I like Remy Malek as an actor, but gosh,
he played great as Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, but then look at No Time to Lie.
Never heard of it.
No Time to Die.
Never heard of it.
The ESG score James Bond movie.
Didn't watch it.
Good. I know, actually, I know he's already in the MCU, but like, I guess his brother could do it. Lars Mikkelsen.
Possibly.
I mean,
Johnny Depp.
He's never going to work for Disney again.
That is true.
I mean, and he literally said Johnny would have so many people turn against him at that point, and he knows that because he literally said on the bench that he'll never work for Disney again. I mean, even if
he
they
did.
put,
He did. I remember that.
Gotta love Sylvester Stallone. Did you hear? Apparently he turned down a big opportunity for the MCU.
Well, yeah, he was already in the MCU.
Yeah, but he turned down like he turned down like $100 million to have his character be expanded off.
Yeah, he didn't want to.
Well, he does. Yeah, because he doesn't support it anything right now with Hollywood, which I don't blame him.
Well, he's doing Tulsa King right now, and I love him in Tulsa King.
Yeah. By the way, his daughter's podcast, that's a great podcast. Not just for the obvious thing.
Which one?
It's called Unwaxed.
Huh. I'll have to check it out. Is it on YouTube?
It is on YouTube. Now, yes, obviously I like it for guy reasons, but
aesthetic reasons.
Yes, but they're incredibly smart girls,
Yeah, they're not stupid. I mean, they're fucking hot, but they're not stupid.
Well, and I'm, people would think that with me being me,
Ralph Fiennes,
people
Dr. Doom. Yeah.
That actually would work. And people think
as Dr. Doom.
people are think with me and my personality, people would think that I like Sistine the best, but I actually kind of like Sophie the best. And here's the reason why.
I got 22 watching, Conroy. Got a group on X watching, and I thank each and every one of them for watching on X.
Yay! But I like Sophie the best because Sophie seems she's intelligent. She's also writing a book right now, so it already has a deal with MGM to make a movie based on her book, and the book's not even finished yet.
Tony Curran as Dr. Doom.
But I don't know, like,
Marcus from Underworld.
Hey, I guess we could talk. We could, since this is supposed to be Monday night, uncensored and rant. We could. What about the convention that's going on right now? I haven't heard any updates on it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not one for anarchy, folks, but I'm not exactly going to condemn the rioters either in Chicago right now. I do feel bad for all the people that are in the way of the rioters, but yeah.
Well, here's my thing. The thing I love about that certain nominee that we can mention, but
did they nominate her, or are they too freaking busy sucking each other off right now?
I don't know. But how she's saying that she's going to fix the economy. You're literally criticizing your own economy.
It's like, we're going to fix the economy. Bitch, you ruined the economy.
Exactly.
I mean, if Donald were still alive, of course, Donald Sutherland.
What?
Donald Sutherland. Yeah, he did die recently.
Oh, yeah.
Gary Oldman could possibly pull it off.
Yeah, well, so I don't know, like, and then like that there's that whole thing, and like here's I want to know the like the thing when I was even watching, I don't even know, like the stuff. It's like if she even gets
convention going on is basically, it's not a democratic convention. It's a fucking terrorist convention.
Yeah, basically. I mean, because
this is basically a terrorist summit, which is on in Chicago right now, folks, because they don't give two fucks about our Constitution. They only want to fucking control. I mean, everybody's like, oh, we don't want to do the whole lock them up thing, let the courts decide. But then when they start chanting that shit at the fucking DNC, you have fucking Hillary fucking grin with a shit-eating grin. Fuck you.
yeah, and it's even one of the things that I will never understand why some of the some of the Gen Zs and later just want this socialism and communism. I'm like, if you it's one of those things. It sounds, you read Marx. He does. It sounds great on paper, but it doesn't work, and it's proven so many times. And I read
antithetical to our Constitution,
right? And but I wonder if these kids though have actually read Marx. Probably not.
It's like, do you even know how to fucking read at all?
Probably
All
not.
these
I mean,
people it's like, do you even know what an adjective is?
a describing word.
It's a descriptive, yes.
But no, my thing is
Hugh Dillon.
you
Oh my god, that jackass who played the dude that got his throat slit at the end of Game of Thrones season 8, who betrayed Ned Stark. He could play Doom. He was also in Mayor of Kingstown.
what else was he in?
Well, besides Game of Thrones and Kingstown, that's all I know.
Okay.
He was that Weasley motherfucker that was put on trial by the Starks, and then what's-her-name came right up to him and just fucking slit his throat.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually have not seen much of Game of Thrones. I've only I mean, I'm not really one to ask. You know what? Actually, he could, because he could play evil, but he could also play charming too. Matt Smith.
Yep. Oh, shut up, you crazy thing. Aidan Gillen. Yep, Aidan Gillen. He would be he would be a great Doctor Doom person. May not have the voice, but he definitely has the chops.
Keely?
Aidan Gillen.
No. Keely from The Hobbit.
Oh.
No, that's Aiden, I believe.
No.
Okay. I mean, Matt Smith would be good.
Matt Smith would, he could definitely do it. Played a good Skynet.
Yeah, I mean, he did. Yeah, he literally played the most evil of all, Skynet. Which
it's like, who are you? Skynet.
Well,
yeah, people destroyed you.
But let's be fair. I think
an army of slaves.
Let's be honest. I think he also. But let's face it, he also did also play Amazon too, not Skynet too. But
Shane, what's his fucking name? Ian McShane. No.
No. Maybe in like the 2000s.
Yeah, maybe. Then yeah.
Although, what's really exciting though with this movie though, we're going to have an actress that's hotter than Jessica Alba playing Sue Storm.
Who? Sydney Sweeney?
No, Vanessa Kirby.
Mm. Oh, Matt Smith was also the bad guy in Morbius. Yeah, as Lucy and yeah. Got his ass fucking torn apart by bats, if I remember correctly.
Man, if he was, you know what? We seem to think of a lot of older actors too, but like Liam Neeson.
No. Nope. Can't see it.
I think he could definitely pull off evil. I think like that.
I haven't seen him really do any evil shit. Except for Ra's al Ghul. But he was straightforward, but he was also, he had guile. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Man, somebody.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Huh.
He has the dead eyes. He has those eyes that just look like they're dead.
Well, I mean, probably a lot of that is abuse of his body, but yeah.
But then again, he's going to be like, I want to do a fighting scene where I'm all martial artsy. And it's
well,
like,
actually,
fucking Dr. Doom, no.
well, actually, that might be a way to entice him because Jean-Claude Van Damme can't do the fight scenes anymore because his, he's had like back surgery and then, doing cocaine.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Has also kind of damaged his body.
Charles Dance could do it if he was like 20 years younger.
But I'm trying. I just really like Arnold Vosloo though, because that's like
he would do a good Doom. Yes, there is only Doom.
But I don't know. I mean, just a lot of the stuff that even they put. See, once you start like wanting to, I don't really want to sit. Once you want to start making your own movies and actually starting to know how the inside of the business works, it's like you don't really want to see a lot of the new movies. So that's why I haven't got, like, the last movie I saw in theaters was Twisters, because I'm like, you know what? I kind of went to see that because I was, I haven't seen my dad in a while, and I kind of was like, well, I'll see it with family, which I actually liked. I actually liked it. It was not as good as Twister.
No, it wasn't, but it was good. Twister had an F1, F2, F3, F4, F5 in that fucking order. Twisters, it's like F5, F fucking whatever, F4, F3, what the fuck? Who the fuck? It's like,
I will say though,
no.
I will say to make it a little better, I would say that the mom character, I would say that should have been Helen Hunt to me, but I'm also kind of happy that it wasn't Helen Hunt in a weird way, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. That was Moira, or was it Moira Tierney, or?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, but I like Glenn Powell as an actor.
Glenn Powell, yeah, he's a good actor. He's also one that he's apolitical.
Yeah. Well, I heard something very funny.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, he turned down the new Jurassic movie.
Yeah, he's like, nah, not feeling it.
Well, because I
heard franchises.
Well, because I heard he says it sucks.
Well, Scarlett Johansson's a part of it, so
yeah.
And she's saying it's the next best thing shining out of her ass. So
right.
I mean, I would say Andy Serkis, but he was already in the MCU as well.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
That's the problem. They have all these great fucking characters, and they make them fucking one-timers.
Right. I mean, to be fair,
or Ulysses Claw was a fucking badass in the fucking comics. He was literally solidified sound.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think there's so many better actors that could have played Doctor Doom. But here's my thing. I understand it's an alternate universe Doctor Doom, but to me, like, I mean, alternate universes don't work when South Park makes fun of it. Like, I don't know if you saw that episode.
Oh yeah, the fucking Kathleen Kennedy make fun of thing. Yeah,
Yeah, that was funny, and
that was fucking hilarious. I mean, it was so hilarious that it actually rattled fucking Disney's cage.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Well,
Kathleen Kennedy was actually fucking reported to have been very pissed off.
Yeah.
We gotta go. Oh shit! It's fucking almost midnight. Fuck. I've been thinking too hard. My brain's fucking frying in my head.
Do you need an egg?
I mean, I'm gonna have one in the morning, but yeah.
I thought your brain's fried. Don't you need to? Do you want to fry an egg on it or something?
Pretty sure that if I show you guys the water in this bottle, it's boiling right now. But anyway, we had a good talk. It was great.
Not so much. I mean, peaceful rants.
We had peaceful rants. I mean, I'm just not sold on Robert Downey Jr. I haven't seen him playing evil, sociopathic evil. Jared Harris is a better choice.
I mean, maybe Chaplin, but
no, man. Jared Harris was Moriarty in the Guy Ritchie.
No. I'm saying Robert Downey Jr. The closest he's probably got to play evil is maybe Chaplin, but he's more evil in a different way.
Yeah. But anyway, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Fucking Tony, Conroy, Real Nerdy, thank you all. Kenny P, Geek Archivist, Danny, Seth Assassin Trailer. Who else? Janet from Another Planet was supposed to be in here. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it. Miss Martin Muses, Tacitus Jones. Thank you so much. Vanya, you are awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to hit the head. Thank you to Junebug for coming on in.
See ya.
It's always a pleasure, dude. Anyway, final suggestion here in Spider-Man Homecoming. Michael Keaton's good, but I don't see him as Doom, dude. Michael Keaton's good, but I don't see him as Doom. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Tomorrow is going to be 1:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be the badassery of Sylvester Stallone. So tune in for that, and then I'll give you more of my schedule in the morning or during that one. Anyway, folks, this has been Our Chat. Y'all have a wonderful night. Always remember to stay humble. Peace. Where is it?
Are you done?